I'm Dr. Brant Larsen. Welcome to the video. I wanted to make another video on stomach acid because I find it's such an important factor in health. It's very, very common to have pH of the stomach off and people having symptoms from it. I have several videos on it. Go ahead and go look at the various ones. You might learn something different from each one. But in this one, we'll talk about 3 digestive consequences of low HCL. HCL is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is made by your stomach. Okay, it's made there. It's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be there in large quantities, real strength to it. Okay, so in the stomach, the pH of your stomach should be 1.5 to 2 roughly. That's on a 0 to 14 scale, the pH scale. So 0 is really acid, 14 is really alkaline, 7 in the middle is neutral. One thing to know as well, it's a logarithmic scale. So if you have a pH of 7 and you go down to a pH of 6, that's a 10-fold increase in acid. So 10 times more acid. A pH of 7 down to 5, that's 100 times more acid. So it's a huge, huge number. So when they do research and they find people's stomach acid levels, or pH levels, in the stomach being 4, 5, 6, that's a huge decrease in the acidity of the stomach. So here we go. Number 1, Pepsin does not work as well to digest protein when there isn't enough hydrochloric acid. So you're taking a drug or you're doing something to stop that acid production, or you're under stress. There's various reasons, okay? We're not talking about those on this video. But Pepsin does not work as well to digest protein. You need Pepsin to digest protein, and you have to have it in an acid environment. That's how it was designed by our creator. We have acid and Pepsin works together to do the job. Number 2, Secretin doesn't turn on pancreatic enzymes. This is an enzyme here, or a molecule that turns on the pancreas. The pancreas then works on digesting carbohydrates and starches and things like that. So if you don't have this turning on the pancreas and signaling it, now you have another issue. Now you can't digest protein from Pepsin. Now you can't digest starches and carbohydrates very well. You can see it's a whole chain of events that happens. Number 3, it can't turn on cholecystokinin to digest fats. Now you got protein, carbohydrates, starch, and fat that you can't deal with because you don't have enough hydrochloric acid in your stomach because you're too stressed, because you're overworking, because you're taking antacid type drugs that artificially lower your body's ability to make acid. Okay? So, can't turn on cholecystokinin to digest fat. Really important here. And here's a study from the University of Pennsylvania, and they demonstrate a serious side effect of acid-suppressing drugs. Now, this is important to understand. I'm not anti-medicine. I'm not anti-drug by any stretch of the imagination. But we have to know when to use the things. And right now they're being abused by too many people, too many patients, too many people searching for answers. They're just stopping their acid production. And I know because I see it day in and day out, new patients coming in and they're struggling and they have all these health issues. And if we clear this up and we get the acid working better, so many things start to work better in their body. Here's what they found though. A 44% increased risk of hip fractures for people taking proton pump inhibitors longer than 1 year. A proton pump inhibitor is basically hydrogen. Hydrogen is a proton, H+, okay? So these drugs inhibit or stop your stomach from making that. So they stop that, okay? So an increased risk of hip fractures. Now why would that be? Another thing, calcium needs an acid environment to be absorbed. So you're not going to absorb calcium how you should if you're taking these things. So now you're lacking calcium. And some of the popular chewable type products that are on the market have calcium in them. So they say, oh, you get your daily calcium, or you get so much calcium per little tablet thing, right? But it's also in an alkaline environment because they're trying to stop your acid. See how it makes sense? It doesn't make sense there? You have to have an acid environment in order for you to absorb calcium to then put it in the bones and the teeth and things like that. drlarsen.com is my website. Hope you enjoyed this one. There are other ones that I made, quite a while back on stomach acid. It is one of the most important things to understand in basic human physiology and how your body functions. If you want your body to work well for the long run, you have to have good stomach acid. I'll see you again soon.